Dude, Adam, welcome to LA. We are enjoying. I'm shuffling some papers over here.
Yeah,
because
you look like you're doing such official business.
I did some crazy shit this week. I needed to get some baselines. I think I told you this because we talk all the time. Okay. But I'll say it on air. I had an appointment with the doctor where he said the most likely cause of your death based on these test results is a heart attack. And I was like, oh shit, that's heavy. Later on, we're talking more and more, and I just ask him, like, you think, like, if I lose weight and get my blood pressure under control, that'll help with, like, erections and stuff? And he was like, yes, 100%. And I went, then, Doc, I'm going to do it. And he goes, it's like 5 minutes ago I told you were going to die. Right. And you're now like, but wait, hold on. Right. Am I going to be able to jizz?
He didn't say anything about jizzing.
No, I got problems. This blood pressure shit's crazy. So I said to myself, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking make some changes, and I already have. This is about 2 weeks ago. I'm on the program. If what does Wahlberg say?
What are you talking about?
When you when he's on one, when he's figuring it.
This morning. Yeah. He's on the program.
He's on the program.
Yeah, he's on the program.
So now I'm on the program, but one of the things I did that our friend and trainer Addie recommended to me was like, go get a DEXA scan, a body fat scan, so I could have a base.
My face dropped because it's that I would be so scared.
It's so scary. And then also, I think part of why I shaved my face was to like look at my chin. You know what I mean? To like look at my neck. And
you wanted to see yourself.
And be like, get rid of this shit. But so I did my body fat scan. Well, maybe we'll post this with this episode on some IG slides because I am 42% body fat. 42.6, am I being honest? If we're rounding up, that's 43%. That's almost half fat.
You can say 42. You don't have to go to 43.
Yeah. I'm 43 years old with 42% body fat. Yeah. But here's the thing. Total mass, 307 pounds. 42% of 307 pounds, 130 pounds. I'm carrying around 130 pounds of fat. Now, there's a bunch of good stuff here. I have a ton of lean muscle in my legs and stuff, and my bone mineral content is great. My BMR, my basal metabolic rate is high because of my size and
because you love pizza.
Yeah, because I love pizza. Basal, but this report, I went to a place called Zila Fitness, not an ad for them, but the body spec scan has like how much fat and mass is on I have 14 pounds of fat on my arms. 7 on each arm. It's just something.
Like, I don't want to know this about myself.
I don't want to know this about myself either.
Are you okay?
This is like when you like look at your flaccid dick in the mirror and you're like, Jesus Christ, what is going on here? I got to get my shit together. It's been a lot to hear. This is still less scary than the conversation with the doctor, but this has been for me. Like, look at this fucking thermogenic freak there. Like, look at that. I showed this to Mike, former or current guest of the podcast, Mike Mitchell, and he said, bones look good. And I was like, hey, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, your bones look great.
Yeah,
I mean, look, like no one is going to take that test and feel good except like the top percent.
Yes.
But there are definitely things that you can do from that.
There's definitely easy ways to not easy, but there's an obvious path on how to recomp that.
Right. How are you feeling? How are you finding the program?
The program is good, man. I've been eating pretty lean. I've been getting the fitness in, getting some mobility in. I've been doing more in the last 2 or 3 weeks than I have in a while, and it's been I feel much better. Today is a little outlier because I'm a little hungover, but I'm trying. I'm fucking trying.
GLP-1?
Not yet. I'm going to start after travel.
Okay.
So I don't have constipation on flights at lake houses and stuff.
No, I think that's good.
Yeah.
No, I would urge you to do that. To kick it off in a safe time.
Yeah. And so hopefully in the next month before the travel's over, I get some healthy habits going and shit like that and come back.
Well, maybe you can treat your health, your the way that you were saying you like being on set and stuff because you get to lock in. Yeah. Maybe that's what this travel will do, and it won't be just such a Gavone fest.
I don't have work. So you know what I mean? So I'm I'm going to just make sure I get my run in today. Make sure I get some push-ups.
When you get to Montauk, I'll love to run with you.
Yeah, let's go.
I mean, there's that awesome like hiking thing around there where the old military base is.
Yes, let's do it.
I would love to do that.
That's awesome.
Stuff.
Yeah,
dude.
Well, enough about me.
Well, I mean, it's. Also, I really
this is the kind of vulnerability we go on the show. I showed you a fucking picture of my body fat scans. People, who does that? For
I
you?
was just gonna say, how do you feel about like all
I have
that?
friends that weigh 130 pounds.
Are they healthy?
They're women frequently. But I have friends that weigh 130 pounds. I was gonna say,
and that means Paul Downs weighs more than that.
Yes, but Paul Russ might not.
That's true.
And I could, that's a whole person I'm carrying on my body extra. And so like, it's one of those things to think about. If I drop a few of these pounds, everything in my life would be, you know what I mean? Like a little easier. You know, like I feel it now, like pointing at it, seeing literal images of it and shaving my face and looking at my Peter Griffin.
But how do you feel sharing it? Because that's like,
it's a little weird to share it, but I do think I'm low key, selfishly doing this also as like an accountability thing. Cause I would love for 2 months from now in these episodes to come in with, I'm 281 and
are you going? Do you have another appointment?
Well, I'm going to do one before I start the GLPs, and I'm going to do another one after I've been on them for a couple months.
Oh,
so
good.
I'm going to keep charting my progress because I think if I see results, or it's quantifiable results, it'll make me want to keep going. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Whereas sometimes you're on the program for a little while and you're like, fuck, I don't look or feel any different. But then like, oh wait, the numbers on the scale are different. Oh shit, that's a faster time on the Peloton or whatever. So this is just like another way for me to quantify. And I'm not like a fat shamer. Like if you feel comfortable and I can move better than a lot of people my size and age and shit like that. So this is for me, my own personal journey. I think carrying 130 pounds around is a little much for what I want to do in life, which is like hiking, swimming, surfing. And like a lot of that stuff is difficult with more weight. And I'm feeling that. So that's what's part of the impetus to do this. Also, our trainer, Addie, was like, go get a baseline. So we know. And like,
so you can improve.
Yeah. So you can feel the improvement. Because she's all about quantifying. She loves like the bracelets and shit, but that stuff's too much for me. But having like a literal printed out before picture is probably like,
that'll help.
That's going on the fridge when I go home.
Wow. Dude, this is you're staying alive.
I'm trying to. But enough about our bullshit. We have a fucking awesome guest coming up.
Yeah,
you recently hung out with him. Fucking smooth talked him into coming on the pod.
We recently got at. I didn't even smooth talk him in it. It was one of the few times I didn't say anything. We just hung out and hit it off and got after it.
Yeah. And then you just told Ann, hey, I just met Randall. He's cool as hell. Would he do the pod?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He's the best. Like I was a fan of his work before I met him, and then he cast me in something.
Oh, cool.
Was how I met him. So I always kind of thought of him as like a boss type dude. Yeah. So you don't get to know someone. And then when I hung out with him on location on a shoot, it was like we broed out. You know?
I don't know him at all. I'm a big fan, and I'm stoked to meet him.
So funny, great actor. We didn't get to talk about it, but also check out his freestyle on Sway in the Morning if you haven't seen it.
I have seen it.
Randall Park is an amazing MC. I've been trying to get him to make an album.
Hell yeah.
But
he's had to do a feature on one of your songs.
I asked him right away. He was like, no, I do it as for fun.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I guess that wouldn't be fun.
Sorry.
For you.
Was I pitching something unfun?
Yeah, he shot me down right away. But he's so funny, and I'm interested to see. He also recently, he gained a lot of weight for that Seth Rogen movie. And
the interview.
Thank you. The interview. And then now he's ripped.
Yeah.
And I want to know how that happened.
Yeah. He's a pretty in shape guy. I'm very curious. Yeah. And he's not young. I don't think I'm talking out of turn saying he's older than us.
No,
which I know.
No, yeah.
I'm stoked to hear from him.
You cannot help but bring up his ethnicity.
Wait, how do you know that?
Because
this
I
is
can
just
tell
the intro.
Because you're already doing it in the intro. You're like, well, he's young. I'm not talking out of turn. He's young. He looks young. He's young. He looks young. He's young. He's young. He looks young.
I said he's older than
I know what's going on in your mind. You're talking about his ethnicity.
We are recording this intro after we did the episode, you little prick.
Randall Park. Set something up.
It's still considered set up.
Edit that out or keep it in.
Randall Park, ladies and gentlemen.
did you get ripped because you're coming in here guns blazing? I said that to you last week, but you there's a change. There's a change? Yes.
Yeah.
A marketable change.
I never considered you unbuff. You know what I mean?
I don't try to dress in a way that accentuates anything. I just,
So maybe it's like the heat and your arms are out or something?
Sun's out, guns out?
But I saw you last week too. No, I think, were you always fit, or was there a moment where you're like, oh my God, I'm on camera, I'm a leading man, I'm like...
No, there was never that. But I was always health conscious, but I would always fluctuate. I'd like get really into it and then kind of stop and then fall out and then get back into it, and then
this is wildly relatable. I've been kind of out of it for about 19 months now. I'm gonna lock in 30s, soon. Yeah.
Eventually,
once I get to hit 45 years old, I'm gonna really start focusing on health.
And that's when the body's best.
Yeah.
But then I would say maybe a couple years ago, I started really getting locking in, and not really like.
What was the motivation behind that? What caused that?
It was
the job or health itself.
I think it was at the time I was on the verge of turning 50.
Damn, it's so complicated with Asian people. Like, I can't believe you. I thought you were like 26.
I did not know what you were going to say.
Yeah, it's so complicated with Asian people. I don't know how to talk to them.
The hanging pause between what you ended up saying and what I was like, what is he going to say?
Oh yeah, I paused too because I was like, why are you saying this?
It must be crazy for a Jew to be going through what's going through right now. It's like, what?
You know what's crazy about Jews?
Yeah, like, what? No, but so that is something I feel like I now think of every day more than I ever. My mortality is like so right in front of me. It happened to me because my mother died young.
Yeah.
And my grandfather died young.
Yeah.
My grandfather was 42 when he died of a heart attack. And I'll be 44. So like that, this whole last couple of 2 years has been a bit of a, like, am I going to make it every day, which is tough. And I feel like 50 is a natural point for people to feel that.
Definitely. Also, I had a similar thing. My dad, who passed away not too long ago, he was, he had lung cancer, and the effects were starting to show, like I'd see it every day, and getting weaker and weaker. And so that kind of, and it wasn't like a conscious, like, oh, I better start like taking care of myself. It just kind of happened naturally from that,
Yeah. Your father passed away.
My dad died when I was young too, and he died from, and along the same lines, my dad died from brain cancer. But a lot of the doctors were saying they gave him 3 months to live, and he lived 18 months. And all the doctors said it was because he was so healthy, despite glioblastoma, he was so healthy. And that's just something that like locked into my head of like, yeah, you might want to be prepared for the shit that hits you. Like being in shape will help you deal with whatever other shit comes in when you roll your ankle or need hip surgery or whatever when you get older. Not already being overweight with like a slew of comorbidities would probably be ideal.
Yeah, I mean, I think that similar to my mother was just not in good shape. Yeah, and like a heart attack, it's quick, but when you're talking about death and family and stuff like this, there's all these different, like, it's like, oh well, you had to watch it and yours is quick, you don't know when it's coming. It's like, but you do with someone who's not taking care of themselves. Like, I didn't know it was coming, but looking back, there are plenty of times where I was like, my mom's not in good shape.
Oh yeah.
And so you're dealing with that at this age now, and you're like, God, I hope I'm not.
What was her like spirit like, in terms of like, did you, because I think a big part of it for me too is having a healthy lifestyle and exercising regularly, and like it actually does really well for like my spirit, you know, and level of confidence, level of just like optimism, and you know.
That's something I learned in like my mid-30s was like, I say this all the time, but like when I'm younger and people are like, my head is not right unless I run. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. And now as a grown up, I'm like, I'm sorry, I haven't exercised in a few days. That's why I'm depressed.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, I actually need it for functioning more than I need it for cardio or to lose the gut or lose boobs.
And her spirit was like, my father is a physician, and he's like, you know, yoked at 75 and like, you know, can still climb a mountain. Was like, he just texted me, he's on vacation at some like fancy spa, and they, at the end of your like 7 days, they give out awards, and they gave my dad like the best hiking award because he would wake up every morning at 5 and hike with the staff to see what the other hikes would be like.
Wow.
And I'm like,
that's
talking
so like inspiring.
I'm like talking to him over text. I'm like, fuck you.
You're like, what's your problem?
Fuck you. What, and he's like, how was last night with Gabrus? I'm like,
how was
we were at the Tower Bar till 2 in the morning.
You guys are drinking Basil Hayden's in your hotel bar for 4 hours?
Like,
yeah, okay.
You know, like, but
you guys are doing mushrooms and floating around the pool?
But my mother was definitely more doing mushrooms and floating around.
Yeah.
But you know, that the balance of trying, I just feel like mortality and especially when you lose a parent.
Yeah.
It's so brain chemistry changing. Yeah. You know, like,
oh yeah.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Exactly. Everything starts to change at that point for me.
Well,
like,
especially
first
like,
I panicked and I went the other way and was like completely destructive.
Oh yeah.
Well, you go the whole like, well, if I die in 10 years, it would be a bummer if I wasn't wasted for 8 of them. You're like, what?
Yeah.
What is that logic?
Yeah. You're Wolf of Wall Street on the boat. You know, you're like,
I'm Wolf of Wall Street while coaching improv and making like $400 a year off the books.
No, I had that same thing, you know, when my dad was like on his deathbed, and the nurse was like, you know, should we give him, and you know, he couldn't talk, or he's just kind of laying there, and the nurse is like talking about whether or not to give him like kind of more morphine, you know? And I was just like, give him all the morphine, you know? Give him all the morphine. And I think I went home that day, was like, I want all the morphine, you know? Like,
I was destructive for the first couple of years. And I feel like it was like, like you're saying, you're just like, well, it's coming for me.
Yeah.
You feel like it's like, well, what's the point of any of this?
Yeah.
Because like it's gonna happen tomorrow. If my grandfather can't even make, it's like I'm on borrowed time. Yeah. But then you start to realize that like it, you know.
Yeah.
What do you do for fitness? What's your go-to?
I lift.
Heavy lift?
Sometimes I'll like lift heavy every third workout of each like kind of part, you know.
Yeah.
Are you programming for yourself? Do you have a trainer?
Just by myself.
Oh,
by myself. Yeah. But I write everything down in a little book.
Yeah.
He's by himself now, but like once the industry picks up, once he gets that, Once
he has Agent Jimmy Woo Marvel money, not Thor Marvel money.
No, I like working out by myself.
Yes.
Really?
I love it.
Same.
Yeah, and I have a little like kind of home gym like a makeshift kind of home gym, and I just love it because I just get out of bed, go in the garage, and work out.
Like accoutrement as well, like you have like a cold plunge and a.
No, I don't do that. No.
Yeah.
But all. So I lift maybe like 4 or 5 days a week, and then I run. Yeah.
What's your run?
Run outside
Run outside. Yeah.
What's your
That's
run
like some real SoCal privilege. Take it aside for a second. Like just getting to run outside. Like it almost never rains. You know what I mean? If you run early enough or late enough, it's not insanely hot. You get like the desert cool.
Totally.
And it's like it's such a treat to like live in LA for that reason.
Yeah.
Like,
No, we're going outside.
Yeah. You can just jog outside if it's not on fire. Or,
if it's not on fire. Yeah.
Or if you're like not being chased by ice guys and baklavas. Or
right.
whatever.
If you're not being chased out of
baklavas is a dessert.
Just holding the dessert while chasing
me. He's like, this is how we'll get this guy.
How they're gonna
He's not even an immigrant. It's like, well, we'll get him the fuck out of here anyway.
That's how they're going to lure the Jews and Italians with the baklava.
Yeah, they think I'm doing. Yeah, they're gonna send me back to Naples.
Yeah.
I don't speak a lick of Italian. Everyone there hates me. Oh, I finally unpacked some shit with my mom because her mom died young too, and I was like, oh, where's our family from in Italy? It's like, oh, from Naples. I'm like, oh, the stereotype is that's where all the criminals live, and my mom's like, yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, Google your grandma's brother's name. I looked it up, and he's a murderer.
A murderer?
Like a mob murderer.
Oh my God.
Well, no, come on. There's a difference between a murderer and a mob murderer.
Yes.
Mob
murderers go to Italian heaven. What kind of mileage are you doing running? What's your do you have a go-to route or you?
I do. I have several routes. Sometimes I'll do a short run.
You hit the reservoir or you hit the ocean?
No. Oh, sometimes I'll run from. If I'm training for a marathon, which I ran a marathon last year.
26?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in New York.
You did the New York Marathon?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
I ran a marathon.
You just
in New
sold
York.
that, undersold that.
I kind of famously called the New York Marathon.
Well,
That's
it was
how
my
humble
own
you
marathon.
are.
It was just
Yeah.
me. No, I ran.
It was on the same route, but it was
I
in
just
September.
went back and forth. It was just tap and Z back and forth.
Still got my silver
miles, just.
Oh, I was doing suicides on the bridge. Okay, not what I thought you were talking about.
Dude, that's first of all the most humble way to say you ran the New York Marathon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Secondly, that's awesome. How many have you done? Is that
Just
your
one.
first?
That was my first one.
Was the training crazy difficult?
It was again on the heels of losing my dad, so
Therapeutic.
It was therapeutic. Yeah, it was very therapeutic and fun. The training, which is like kind of crazy to say. Yeah, but I really actually enjoyed it. And
did you carb load before?
Before the actual marathon, I
did? Because
it was glorious.
That's the thing I'm always like glorifying in my mind.
I might run the New York Marathon so I can have a bowl of pasta guilt-free. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I might train for 7 months so I can eat pasta.
So I could have one night where I walk into an
really
Italian
good.
restaurant with
I felt like the closest thing I had experienced to that was when I did the interview and they gave me like free reign, just like gain as much weight as you want, and I just was like eating everything in Vancouver, and
cool.
So for a few days before the actual marathon, I was just like, I'm just gonna eat it, Well, I mean, not like total junk, but like carbs.
Did they give you a goal to hit? Or did they say gain as much weight as you want for the interview?
Well, what happened was they fit me in a prosthetic outfit, like my whole like face, and then they did a screen test of it. And this was like a couple weeks before filming. And it just didn't quite look right. So they were like, we're not going to do the prosthetics. They didn't say like go gain weight, but
they only give you a couple weeks.
Because we thought we were going to do the prosthetics, and then they were. I was like, should I gain weight? They're like, if you want, And
I love the idea that you're getting fitted for prosthetics, and then they go, you know what? You don't need them. You're like, wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait, no. Why don't I need them?
Yeah.
You know what? We're gonna go without them. You're like, hey,
we're good.
It won't stick to his fat.
He's falling off. Similar to that, a few days before running the marathon, I just ate so much pasta.
Oh, it's awesome.
It was so good.
Just to jump back to saying training for the marathon is fun. For some people, that's like maybe crazy to wrap their head around. I've done a couple of half marathons. I am not built for running. I am over 300 pounds, but I have done a couple of half marathons. The crazy thing about it is running is one of those things that you're like, when you're running a half mile, you're like, I can never run a mile. This half mile is brutal. And then like 2 weeks later, you're like, oh shit, according to my training program, I have to run 4 miles on Saturday. I've never done. And then when you're training for a marathon like that, you're running the longest you've ever run before in your entire life. So I'm like, on week 9 of marathon training, I'm like, I have to go run 10 miles today.
Yeah.
I've never, and it's so easy to improve because there is like a real growth curve to it.
Yeah.
And then you get better at it. you're at the actual mechanics of it. You get the cardio. All of it starts coming into play, and it is the most like quantifiable improvement thing.
Totally.
And again, also why I like lifting weights, where it's like I did 225 for 5 yesterday. Today I did it for 7, or I did 235 for 5, and you're just like, that's objectively, scientifically more than I did previously.
Exactly, and it doesn't have to be a lot more. It's like literally 1 rep more, or like 2.5 pounds heavier.
Yes.
It's like, as long as you do that every workout, it's
incremental
like,
progression.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're gonna progress.
Go out today and run a quarter mile. Next Friday, run a half mile. Friday after that, run 3/4 mile, and keep doing that. And you'll be surprised that you'll eventually run 20 miles.
Next thing you know,
The only bummer about training for it is the marathon itself, or the half marathon, whatever, is a big event day, and it takes a lot out of you, and it's a long chunk.
Yeah.
But when you're training for the marathon, for the weeks before, you're running 20 miles, 18 miles, and those are fucking long journeys. You're like, and if you're a parent or whatever, you're like, all right, I'll be back in 4 hours, and I'll be exhausted when I get back. But it starts to build up to this thing where I remember just being on vacation with my parents and being like in Montauk in the humidity, and I'm like, I have to do 9.5 miles on Saturday, and I'm hungover, and I don't even run fast, so I'm just like slogging alongside the boardwalk for like so fucking long, and then you do, and then it's done, and you're like,
I did it.
I couldn't believe. If you asked me 6 weeks ago, could I have done this? I would have said, you're fucking insane.
Yeah.
And now it seems crazy to do, but I know I could just rebuild it back up.
It's just like it's like the Atomic Habits thing, right? It's just like little like just a little progress each time. And for me, the biggest obstacle was the actual marathon, because I had to run 20 before that.
Right.
And there were 6 more miles, and I was like, oh gosh, that's gonna like, I've been like incrementally,
like that's a huge jump.
It's a huge jump. But I heard if you run 20, you could do 26.
Yes, they don't, because you don't want to run like 23 2 weeks before.
Right.
You know,
sure.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like you can make it to 20 and don't die. You can just like do this for another 6.
But also it's like I was training in LA and it was hot. I was training during heat waves. I was training, and then I show up there the morning of the marathon in New York. It was very cool, perfect weather for running.
Hell yeah.
And then you're running and there's so many people cheering, and just like the energy is crazy. So, but I was breezing through up until 24, and then it started to really
and
then you're like, wow, 2 miles is so long. It's so far. Like 2 miles, I just always think that how far a mile is, where you're like, God, this is not 100 feet, 100. It's a mile.
Yeah.
Remember running the mile in gym class? Did you guys have that?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
8 minutes was the cutoff. I never got it.
Oh, dude, I was like, it was like me and 4 goth chicks walking it. It was just like, all right, it's like fat guys and the girls who refuse to take off the big boots. Right. This is, 1996 or whatever. So just a bunch of us, like the absolute like Daria cast, just walking in the back. The energy of the event is crazy. The best one I did was I did the Vegas half marathon.
Oh, you've run a bunch.
You run the Strip, dude.
Oh,
that sounds fun.
It's the only time they ever close the Strip at night.
Very hot, though.
And it's night.
Oh.
So it's mad chill.
And then you go party?
Then you go party. I was supposed to, but I had like a weird shutdown.
Your body, you were shitting for 8 hours. Yeah.
I did a thing where I was like, I'd only run up to 10 miles before the thing, and I was like, I'll be able to do 13. And what I said was, if I get to 10 miles and I'm feeling good, I can eat 15 milligrams of weed gummies and finish and know that it's a treat. And I made a playlist that was 45 minutes long, and I said, you have to finish the last 3 miles before this playlist. Right. So I was like super high, and Timmy was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm in the shower. I was like, okay, I should have consulted with someone who knew anything about running and or weed. I was like, made so many bad choices.
That's one of those moments in life where if you had seen a doctor at that moment, they would have been like, you did what?
I know.
You took weed at the end of the marathon?
Well, it was like so amazing to run underneath like all the fucking neon.
Let that be enough.
Yeah, that's amazing.
The fun thing about the Vegas Marathon also is It's on the strip for almost all of it, but there's like a 2-mile loop in the middle where you go through the scariest place you've ever been.
Oh, wow.
You're like, oh, this is why people stay on strip in Vegas.
Right,
I feel like it's like a dumpster farm or something. It was absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, we build them from scratch, and then we feed them with garbage.
Well, they start out as little garbage cans, little bathroom garbage cans,
and then you can buy them.
Do you listen to music when you run?
You know, I don't.
Oh, you raw dog.
You raw dog? Do you raw dog flights?
You mean just not watch anything?
Yeah, like that trend.
Usually, yeah. I don't follow the trend, but I haven't watched a movie on a flight.
Yeah,
I do follow, not actively. I'll like be on my computer, like writing or
right.
Or,
I don't watch stuff on planes because I fall asleep the moment I get into my seat. I just like fall asleep.
Yeah,
and usually don't wake up until 3/4 of whatever journey it is. Like,
I'm the opposite. I consume insane amounts of media when I'm flying. Like I'm already watching the movie or the TV series in the lounge, and I'm just flying,
setting yourself up for the rest of the flight.
I have on my to-do list before I fly anywhere is load content onto the iPad. Like I'm like, that's a great iPad show. I'll do
you think
that
soothes? Do you think there's an anxiety to flying and that soothes it for you?
I am literally like a kid. Like I eat gummies and then I need my screen time. It's more discomfort than anxiety. I don't feel comfortable on planes, even in first. Like I feel all like squeezed and stressed and stuff like that. And so I just noise canceling headphones, some gummies, and a fucking iPad, or in a lot of times the Steam Deck, the handheld gaming system.
Which I heard is amazing, which I might go buy before I get on a plane today.
Dude, it melts fucking plane rides for me. And like, I don't get many opportunities to play 5 hours of video games unbroken, but it feels like when you're in the sky headed to New York for work, you feel completely justified to do whatever you want.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more like you. If I start to watch something, I'll only see the first 5 minutes and I'll be out.
Me too. I really like I don't even eat anymore on planes, and
I don't either. Yeah.
Usually when I'm flying,
that's a good sign when you've flown enough first class that you're like, I don't need to eat.
I was gonna say,
I have a red eye on tomorrow, and they're like, dinner is meatballs, and I'm like, my flight's at 11:55 p.m. And I'm like, can't wait.
No,
eat 2 meatballs and go right to sleep.
I'm on the red eye tonight at 8 p.m. and I'm thinking to myself, like, well, I'll stop at like Jones on 3rd and grab a salad before, so that I don't eat the airplane food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I always thought it was crazy when you're sitting in first or business and someone busts out like a salad or something else, and I'm like, what are you doing? They got free food. And for the longest time, like I couldn't not drink on these flights.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, back in the day.
Fuck, yeah.
Now I can't drink.
No. Now I do not.
If I drink on a
planes.
flight, my legs like cramp.
I only drink on a flight if I'm with people and we're landing into party.
Yeah, Vegas.
Going
Here
to Vegas
is a fine one.
Yeah, because it's only 2 beers, and like, you know what I mean. But like going to New York or like. We one time were told that a bunch of us rugby play we were going to Turks and Caicos as Cayman Islands as a rugby team, and the woman was like, 2 things: we have no more beer, and separately the pilot asked that you guys split up because we were so big on one side.
Oh my God.
He's like, we need to split, and they had to start moving like, and now the flight attendant's moving huge guys, big fat guys, guys all my size, 300-pounders, into other seats on the other side and moving people over. But now someone on this side's getting a 300-pound drunk rugby player next to him, and someone over here is sitting in between 2 300-pound drunk rugby players. Everyone was miserable for like the last hour. We switched to red wine. We switched to gin and tonics.
Oh, got it.
Just going through everything they had.
Oh.
We accidentally touched on another part of staying alive that when you get older, you realize how important is like sleep.
Sleep is
I used to have a
key,
trainer that said sleep is the second most anabolic thing you can do for your body behind steroids.
I'm a terrible sleeper.
Yeah.
I haven't found my cocktail. I've been getting. I know it's because I drink.
Right.
And like
that's what they say is like because it helps you fall asleep but gives you worse sleep because the sugar kicks in later on. And
I have been getting horrible sleep here. I don't feel I know that it's like awful. It's gonna kill me.
Do you know what the best sleep in the world is? And this is gonna be too crass, but the best sleep in the world is you wake up and it's 5 a.m. and you have to shit for some reason because you were like bad the night before.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, so I'm taking a dump at 5 a.m. You're like, I don't have to wake up till 8:30 though, so I can go lay back down after this dump. And then as you're like going to lay back down, you're like, what if I also jerked off right now? Let's just say this happened to me. Let's just say this happened 12 hours ago
this morning.
And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna jerk off. And then I just going back to sleep like, oh yeah, like this is great. I slept like a fucking angel.
Yeah.
You a good sleeper?
I'm a good sleeper. I've always been. My wife is not a great sleeper. Which annoys her that I'm such a good sleeper. I could sleep anywhere.
I drive my wife crazy. She's like, babe, and I'm already snoring. The second we lay down, she's like, do you hear that? I'm like, hear what? She's like, you're asleep already. I'm like, sorry.
I'm the same. It's good.
Another grown-up thing, when you want to be sleeping better, exercising, getting tired. Making yourself physically tired, I found. I'm like, oh my God,
definitely.
I need to like lift or do some cardio to help me just.
And we
fall
know
asleep
this with our kids, right? It's like when they're running around, you're like, oh, they're gonna sleep. They're gonna sleep well.
You know, the animals. If you have a dog, you know that where you're like, I gotta walk this thing so it fucking shuts up for a couple hours.
Yeah, for some reason, I feel like as you get older, the mind is working so much harder, and you're so much more stimulated with the things that you're going through on a daily basis. Sometimes that winding down becomes even more challenging. Like, you know, like you could be on your feet all day directing a movie. I mean, I'm sure that wasn't like when you were directing that movie. Yeah. You're not sleeping well, right? Like,
you know, I was very conscious of like my sleep during that time. So I almost over prioritized it because I wanted to be fully present every day. So I was like, I have to sleep. Like I have to get at the very least this amount of sleep, you know? And to do that, I have to exercise, right? You know, after a day of shooting, I have to go to the gym.
You were exercising after a day of shooting?
I was.
That sounds absolutely fucking crazy, and I barely ever even work.
Like you directed, I mean, that's but I was directing, like, acting, writing.
I wasn't acting it. I was just directing. Yeah, okay. But I was. It was my first movie that I directed, so I was like, I have to like do this right, and I was older when I did it, so I was very very focused on that, on my health. It's called Shortcomings.
Shortcomings.
Yeah, cool. It's on Netflix.
I mean, that's like a huge undertaking. And we talked to a couple of our comedian friends, Jillian Bell, who have worked similar areas of the industry as you. Yeah. And then when you direct, it's like I can't imagine my health even. Like my fantasy is that when I direct my movie, I'll start smoking cigarettes again. You know, because I'll be like, well,
you gotta roll them if you're a director.
I'll have my assistant hand roll, but like
your AD.
No, I'm doing the corner. Where is he?
Oh, he's not. They fired him.
Good for optics.
Now's the time.
But yeah, that's how I look at directing. I'm like, oh well, all bets will be off on my health.
Yeah. I would have been like that. I feel like. A few years back, but I think at the time when I did it, I was just like, I knew that I just would not be able to function if I didn't get my sleep.
A few of the things we're talking about are all floating around. It's like once you like these moments where you're like, shit, I'm working on location with people. I'm going out every night. Holy shit, we're in Toronto. I got to see the bars. And then as your life goes on and you do this more and more frequently, you're like, okay, well, if I'm going to be flying back and forth across this country like 5 times a month, I can't get blasted on every flight. Am I going to start direct? If I direct my one movie, I can be bad behavior. But if I want to do a movie a year for the rest of my life, maybe I can't activate that behavior.
I think also, like, as you approach 50, things really start to kind of, you really start shedding the dumb stuff, more and tried as much as possible to be a little bit more economical with your energy, and time. And
do you think that's because the stakes are higher? Because it's like, you have a family, you have a wife, you have a job you like. It's like it is.
I also think part of it might be the repercussions of behavior, they they're harsher now.
Yeah, you're not insane. Like you're not like the definition of insanity is like doing the same thing over and over again with the same result.
Right, but it's like when you're 25, you're like, okay, I'm on 2 hours sleep, but I can work this 12-hour shift and fucking get home and bounce back. But when you're 43, you're like, I'm on 2 hours sleep. I'm gonna diarrhea myself.
Oh yeah, I remember the last time I had one of those days where I bit on more than I can chew, work-wise, party-wise with a work day.
Yeah.
It was recently. It was we were together. We were recording, and I went out with Steph Curry.
Oh yeah, to the midnight pasta
I went
dinner.
out to Steph. I went to.
Oh man!
Turns out, if you're
to me, that sounds like a nightmare. A midnight pasta dinner.
It was, and I'm not used to that because I'm usually in another mode. But it was like the Warriors were in town, so
Oh my God.
we all went to the game.
Yeah.
And at the game, I'm, like you said, like I'm acting like young. I'm acting young and dumb. So I'm like throwing drinks back in the lounge with Ben Affleck. You know what I mean? It's like it's exciting, and like and then after that, Steph comes out and he's like, all right, let me just go shower and get a lift in, and then we'll go to pasta. And we were like, a lift? Like, does he mean
It's like 10:05 p.m. when he's
it's like 10 o'clock. We're like, a lift? Does he mean like he's gonna lift weights? So then like we waited for him to work out.
Oh wow!
And in the Lakers like private clubs. So it's like more drinks, more appetizers, and like I forgot why we were there. Because I was just like, there were so many people. It was just like a party, and I'm like at that level where I was just like not kind of seeing anything. I was just like walking around, like doing bits. Yeah. And then he comes out. It's like, we're going to dinner.
And it's like some restaurant that stayed open because Steph Curry's bringing a crowd.
A table of 40.
Oh wow!
And wine's flowing, and there's like. And it was one of the best nights.
Yeah, that's worth it. That's worth it.
Ever. Yeah,
Steph's like credit card roulette.
What? Casp and I jump out the window. David throws me off the roof. I'm attached to like a chain of sheets that he then falls over.
Yeah, that I would do.
Right,
I would.
And I was like pushing, knowing we had an 8 a.m. call time. And it was like
I called you in the morning.
Yeah.
And you were like, thank God you did this.
Oh yeah. If he hadn't called me, I woke up in the bathroom.
Oh,
at like 43. And it was so much harder. And like again,
to sit in a chair and talk, it's like ostensibly our job is easy, but when you are fucking beat up, all of a sudden it seems like the hardest thing in the fucking world.
Just doing that was so much harder than any time I stayed out all night and then did 14 hours on happy endings. Like that was child's play.
I used to when I was a PA at VH1, I used to play in the company soccer league, and we'd play against other. And one night after a Thursday night soccer game, after a 10-hour PA shift, then play Thursday night soccer game, we start drinking. Someone goes, the buses to AC run all night long from the Port Authority, and I'm like, I'll go if you go. And then 3 guys, none of us could back down. We went to Atlantic City, gambled and drank all night, got back on a 6 a.m. bus back to New York City
with everyone else commuting,
and just went to work at 10 a.m. Same clothes, knees dirty from. We didn't get a hotel room or anything. We just gambled and drank and partied the whole night. Turned around, came back, and I worked another 10 hours. And I was like, I've been up for like 30 hours transcribing fucking Chuck Nice interviews and shit. Best week, shout out Best Week Ever. With dirt on my knees, hungover as fuck. I drank a 40 of Bud Ice on the ride up. That's
how old were you at that time?
I was probably 23 or 24.
See, that's what you do.
I could do it.
That's what you do.
Yeah, but I feel like, and you know what, like
then you eat like 3 hoagies like throughout the day. You're like, I'm gonna go get a breakfast hoagie, and then you're like at lunch, like I think it's lunch hogie time.
Yeah, and then you're like dinner hoagie, get some parm.
With spaghetti in it. Yeah.
I'm carb loading.
I'm running a marathon tomorrow.
It's in New York. Maybe you've heard of it.
That's how I'm actually getting there.
Oh man. Yeah. No, none of that for me anymore.
No,
so I couldn't.
Would you recommend we try, not necessarily together or anything like that? Would you recommend doing the New York Marathon?
Highly recommend. Yeah, especially for you since you've run marathons.
Yeah, I've never done a full, and it seems like it would be such an insane
and I mean the both of you. It was such a special experience.
You really
how long
feel
out
the
do you
energy.
have to start training?
I started training maybe about 4 months before.
So like now.
What are we? July? Yeah,
October, end of October.
I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more
November.
of a runway.
It's and less so about. I mean, the marathon was incredible, but really about like setting this goal for yourself that you think is impossible. And then kind of, again, incrementally kind of just like, getting to a point where it doesn't seem impossible, but still seems very daunting.
Yeah.
And then doing it and just that feeling, that feeling.
My dad did it at 21 and then at 29, I think. And the pictures are amazing.
Yeah.
They're like,
it's not going to be easier once we're 50.
No, it's going to be.
But I told myself when I was 50 specifically, that's when I'm going to do it. The year I turn 50, that's when I'm going to do it.
If we got a company to pay for the three of us to train and do it together, would you do it?
I would do it even without a company. If you guys
hold on, I'm negotiating.
But if you guys want to train and work towards that, I would totally be down.
You would do that with us?
Oh, yeah.
The company's Lockheed Martin.
Yeah. BlackRock. It's BlackRock.
The company is ICE.
Yeah. We have to wear masks. Very frustrating.
I was going to ask you, like, because your Subaru is so military style, are there times when you're getting in it where people think you're ICE?
people think I'm ICE when I get out because I have the fucking build of a gravy seal.
Gravy seal.
But yeah, I it was such a special experience, and I hadn't experienced something quite like that.
It's like an intense sense of community.
Time.
I've went to marathon parties where you stand like at a part where they run by, and you find yourself like really cheering for people.
Yeah.
And when I did the halves, people are along the route to support their friends, and it's like a really.
But that was a crazy thing because I'm like, I think of myself, and would I like go to a marathon and cheer people on and just see them for like 1 second pass by me, and
it's like F1, right?
It's
like
the energy of the it's like a pop-up community.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I don't care about this at all. And now I'm going to my friends because my friend's like a cross-country guy and he loves the marathon. He's like, and it goes right past our house. We can watch it from and now we're up there and I'm like,
it's amazing.
It's truly a beautiful thing. Now I'm like
talking
about this. I'm like talking myself. I'm also like a box checker and going through, as listeners of the podcast learning, an extreme midlife crisis. So I'm like, I should run the New York Marathon.
I would do it. I would do it paid.
Yeah.
Corporation, get at us. Like, if there's a corporation that like wants to pay us.
Dude, let's talk to the gummy company.
Sure, or Saucony. Like, if there's a company that wants to pay us to do it, I would love to do it.
Yeah.
But I just think of it, I have such a bad, like, as a born and bred New Yorker, marathon day just like fucks me all the time.
Traffic-wise?
Yeah, it's just like the worst day of the year. You can't get in.
That's why you stopped going to the Puerto Rican Day Parade, too.
100%. Well, no. That was because
I was asked to stop showing up.
Yeah, that was different. That was because I guess my signs weren't appropriate.
But it did make me really fall in. I mean, I've always loved New York, but especially, as a New Yorker, I feel like you should experience it.
I would love to do that because I really don't see it. I see it now from my car. Like, I drive so much in New York, I'm like in an episode of Seinfeld. I
in an episode of Comedians in Cars.
Yeah. I mean, God forbid. No. I really would do it. My sister-in-law did it this year. It was like another reason I have like a bad taste in my mouth. My brother-in-law, they had a hernia and he had to get hip surgery. And so he was going to be like out of commission. And then his wife had been training for the New York Marathon and broke her hip running the New York Marathon like a week before he had to get hip surgery. And both of them had to have their hips done at the same time.
Oof.
And they have like twin girls and like they're in Brooklyn, and they were like, the New York Marathon killed us.
Well, there's also something kind of like, interesting about the idea of like, you're looking at this event as like, I just need to survive it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have a time in mind. Like, that doesn't matter. You're like, you just need to live through it.
I did not care. I just wanted to finish it. I ran it. I never stopped.
If you don't mind me asking. Under 4?
No.
Under 5?
I don't even remember. It was.
It's going to be good.
All I know is I beat Oprah's time because that's what somebody told me, whatever that was.
Take that.
It's so funny if someone from the back was like, whoa, 502.
yeah.
Shows the tattoo.
And I mean, my thing was
Harpo
just
Productions free.
my thing was just to finish it.
Yes.
But my second thing was I just wanted to do it without stopping. And I was able to do that.
You didn't stop. You didn't walk once?
No, I didn't walk.
See that?
I walked a few times in both half marathons.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
But that's okay. It's just finishing it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine not walking because I don't run. Like on my runs, I walk. I can't imagine.
But you just gotta like add a half mile every Saturday until you're doing fucking 20 miles, and then like it's crazy.
And then I mean, do you get the runner's high?
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
It's crazy.
I mean,
I listen to audio
to get fucked up. So.
It's a great high.
I listen to audiobooks when I run too, because then I feel like I'm in like Dragon Ball Z or something. I'm like, I'm improving my body and my mind. Like I feel like super powerful.
Are they like wellness books? Like
no. It's just like it's books that I read previously as books that I'm re-listening to, because then it's okay to like miss a couple of things. Yeah. But also for me, I'm not running at a pace where I need music, and then music comes in at the end at like, you know what I mean? Like I saved a book for the Vegas Marathon. I'm like, all right, the Drizzt Do'Urden Chronicles, you know, like some dirty.
How fast can you can listen to the whole thing on a run? Or you speed up the time?
No. I don't. You know, then on the next run I throw it back on or whatever. You know what I mean? But
you just till you get bored.
Yeah, I just saved it on for the run because I was like, I'm looking forward to listening to this book, and for me it's. The audio is also like a distraction from like what I'm dealing with. With my body.
Sometimes I will listen to audiobooks or I'll listen to like guided meditations when I run.
That's a good
That's
one
something
too.
I might add.
Yeah.
Listeners, we would love to find out if you listen to Staying Alive when you run. If you do, reach out to somebody.
I don't want to fucking talk to you.
One of our social media
people. I
people.
hope you're listening to it when you run, I guess.
Comment on this episode's Instagram with the fact that you run, because I do look at the Instagram.
Yeah, I look at that.
Yeah.
But I don't listen to podcasts really when I run.
I do too.
I guess.
Why don't we make a pact?
Yeah.
When you guys turn 50 or before 50.
Well,
but again, he's Asian.
We'll run.
He'll run it at 68.
Still too long of a gap before what the last thing was.
I'm trying to build a pattern out of my races.
But let's make a pact. We will run the marathon together. The New York City Marathon.
Honestly, I'm
I'll say it
fucking
right
down.
Here before I turn 50.
Randall, you're the best.
Oh, man.
Thanks so much for doing
you.
this.
Thank you, guys.
I'm like inspired.
You're inspired.
I'm truly inspired. Here's the thing. When we're recording this, I'm leaving for 2.5 weeks on the East Coast, where I'm going to be out of my routine and out of like the gym and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I'll be lakeside and beachside for a lot of it.
Yeah, and I'll be with you by the beach.
Yeah.
I can keep you accountable.
Right, but my plan is I'm going to run for exercise, because I'm not going to go to the gym or, you know, so I'm going to kick off this trying to get back into light running fitness. I'm going to start this week.
Look who's calling me.
Tamanik. I just talked to him on the phone yesterday. Yeah, answer it. Former or upcoming guest on the podcast, Anthony.
Hello?
Hi, I'm recording right now with Gabrus.
Hello, Anthony.
Hello. Oh, are you both in New York?
No, we're in L.A.
That's nice. That's even better. Well, have fun. Go record. Gabrus, I'll call you back because I felt like I cut that convo short on the subway. So
bro, we talked for 20 minutes. Only you think we cut that short.
For me, that's short.
I know.
All right, love you.
Love you, buddy.
Bye.
We had a long one.
What isn't a long one? That was the shortest conversation I've ever had with him.
Same.
But so you're gonna start. So running is your exercise?
Well, because I'm just gonna be on the road, and it's like and I'm also doing more stand up and stuff. So I'm gonna be leaving. And a friend of mine once got me into running as like a tourist thing. Like, well, you know, new city too. Like,
I was gonna say, you know who did that for me is our mutual friend Justin Tyler.
Yeah,
he was the one in every city when we were shooting 101 Places season 1, and I'm gonna start referring to it as season 1 because I do believe it's coming back. He was the one that every morning, no matter how, and he's an amazing person to do. I've known him since we were babies. I mean, literally since we were 21.
Yeah, we all met at the same time. We were all put on the first Harold team together.
He's always been like this. That no matter
indestructible.
He's indestructible. He's Terminator. No matter how hard we go,
how little sleep he gets,
and he goes hard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if his family's listening to this.
No,
but
they're not. But yes, he does go hard.
He goes hard. But like no matter what, wakes up in the morning and it became clockwork. I could be like, did you get your run in? And he would show me his phone and it would be like 6 miles around Denver.
Yeah.
And he would be like, the city's awesome. And he would know the coffee shops and he would know all this. It was like, oh, when you run through the city, you see the city in a different way.
Yeah, it's cool. And he's inspirational. Like he gets up and gets his run in every single day.
It's wild. To me. It's wild. I mean, I always tell him like he could also serve to do some abs and chest. But
he's all ass, that guy.
He's all ass.
He's all
just one big butt.
He's got the Tyler backyard on him for sure.
Yeah. he's built like Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Randall was inspirational. His vibes are impeccable. If anyone has ever watched anything he does, you just know like his energy is so cool. And
I knew you guys would hit it off.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just like so positive. He was an improviser. When I asked him if he's been on stage, he was an improviser when he was young, and he has that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, he has like he's probably one of the best people to be on a team with.
Yeah, he's very chill vibes, and you're like, but that New York Marathon thing kind of is hitting me kind of hard right now.
I mean, honestly,
I need a lot of change in my life for a lot of reasons. Because what we talked about in the intro, like I really should be running.
Right, exactly. There's a lot of things you should be doing, but I think that
and a lot of things I should stop doing.
But I think that I'm not prescriptive. I can't tell you. I don't even know what they are because I'm probably doing the same things.
Not all. I hope to God you aren't doing everything.
I don't think I am. But like I think that people always say like men in the gym is like it's like I'm in therapy. I go to the gym, right?
Yeah.
But like running like that, he was saying he found it after his dad passed away, which was really to me again like I was saying I went the other way initially.
Yeah, same.
But how lucky to catch that wave where you're like it's an amazing thing to use running and getting your mind right through physical fitness is that's what was inspiring to me. Like
let's do it.
I'm down if there's, but again, I need a company to pay for it.
Yeah.
Or my wife won't let me.
Right, you can't be doing like 2-hour runs multiple times a week without it being a first job.
I could be like Danielle, like I have to do this because I have to finish the marathon because I Saucony won't pay me X amount of dollars if I don't.
Right.
Then it's like okay, but if I'm just like okay, Gabrus aren't going running, so
Right.
the fuck you are.
Yeah, you got to pick up.
It's Saturday.
Yeah, it's Shabbos.
We don't have a nanny.
The nanny's off on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Where are you going? You going fucking running?
Yeah, we don't have a weekend nanny.
Doing 3 hours in the park?
Well, like we got a weekend nanny. I only did like 70 episodes of television. Stay alive. We didn't plug for you or anything. Like I don't want to read your stuff because we do that when you're gone. But like,
I don't. No.
Is there anything that you want us to make sure we highlight in some sort of social package for an upcoming project?
No.
Great. See, corporate, we did it.